I never thought I'd say this, but the Galaxy Z Fold 7 might just be my favorite phone of the year. That's coming from someone who's loved the Galaxy S Ultra series for years, especially the S25 Ultra, which, don't get me wrong, is still the best all-around phone Samsung makes. But the Z Fold 7 finally delivers on what foldables have promised for years: a tablet when you want it, a phone when you don't. It's slimmer than the S25 Ultra when unfolded, lighter too, and packed with serious upgrades. In this video, I'll break down what you get and what you don't compared to the S25 Ultra, because let's be real, at $2,000 versus $1,299, it better bring something special. So here's everything I love about the Z Fold 7 and a few reasons you might still want to stick with the Ultra. The biggest and most impressive upgrade for the Galaxy Z Fold 7 is the fact that it finally feels like a normal phone in your hand. At just 8.9mm unfolded, it's actually lighter and thinner than the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which weighs 233 grams but is much bulkier with its fixed 6.9-inch slab. When I've tested foldables in the past, I usually ended up feeling some fatigue going through the motions after a week. That wasn't the case on the Z Fold 7, and it's clear that Samsung has cracked some kind of formula for slimming down our smartphones. Honestly, it's just wild to remember that the original Galaxy Fold I reviewed way back in 2020 was 50% thicker. So not only is the Z Fold 7 thinner and lighter, but you're now also getting a bigger cover display at 6.5 inches, up from 6.3 inches on the Z Fold 6. Typing and performing quick tasks is definitely way more comfortable than before, and overall, I feel less fatigued using the Z Fold 7 because I simply don't have to unfold it as much to get stuff done. One thing you'll notice if you compare the Galaxy Z Fold 7 versus the Fold 6 side by side is that the crease, while it's not gone, is definitely less visible than it was before, and that's been one of the major sticking points that people have had with foldable phones. So while it's not invisible, Samsung is getting close to erasing it. The S25 Ultra still has that bigger 6.9-inch display, but the Fold 7's internal 8-inch main display blows past the S series in terms of multitasking. I've been running 3 apps side by side, dragging images between them, and even doing generative AI edits on photos with a before and after comparison open on screen. Try that on a slab phone. When it comes to camera performance, what's historically been the case is that Samsung reserves the best specs for the S series Ultra devices. Those days are gone, with the Fold 7 finally getting a 200-megapixel main camera, the same resolution as the S25 Ultra. They've also added autofocus to the ultra-wide lens, which is huge for macro photography. Compared to the Ultra, the Fold 7's shots hold their own in most scenarios, and in some macro or low-light shots, I actually preferred them. When it comes to zooming in, the Galaxy S25 Ultra is actually at an advantage because it has a 200x space zoom compared to just 30x zoom on the Z Fold 7. And although both phones feature a 30x digital zoom option, the S25 Ultra produces sharper and more detailed images, while the Z Fold 7 looks significantly softer. That's likely because the S25 Ultra has a 50-megapixel sensor compared to just 10 for the Fold. If you want to see more in-depth camera comparisons, my full review is linked in the description. As for the Ini selfie cam, it's now a punch hole instead of under display, and I'm totally siding with everyone online about how distracting it looks now. But the payoff is that it captures way better pics, or at least more like the kind of pics a $2,000 phone should be capable of taking. Galaxy AI is another headline feature of the Z Fold 7, and while both phones use Galaxy AI, the Foldable absolutely makes better use of it thanks to its additional screen real estate. For example, Gemini Live floats above whatever you're doing and can answer questions about what's on screen, using visual context to make prompting way more intuitive. What can you tell me about this fountain?
That's Josephine Shaw Lowell Memorial Fountain in Bryant Park. It was built in 1912 and is the first major memorial dedicated to a woman in New York City.
This is made possible by Samsung's One UI 8 version of Android 16, so actually the S25 Ultra gets this floating window too. But it doesn't look as good as it does here. I'm going to be looking at this as the gold standard for mobile AI experiences for, well, who knows how long. But Galaxy AI is not just about the interface. You also get AI image editing, screen sharing, and background audio erasing that now works across multiple apps. I can't emphasize this enough. It's one of the best real-world showcases for AI on a phone right now. With the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy chip and 12 gigs of RAM, the Fold 7 keeps pace with the S25 Ultra in Geekbench and even outperforms the iPhone 16 Pro Max in graphics tests. I'll throw some of those standout benchmark scores up on the screen, but again, that link in the description to my review will give you more if you're looking for nitty-gritty numbers. One thing I've always really liked about the Fold is gaming on the bigger screen, and games like Wuthering Waves look amazing with the 8-inch canvas, and it gives you way more room for virtual controls or chatting while you play. And quickly going back to AI, you can now get help in your games without closing out, which is pretty cool.
Oh, how do I kill these guys?
To take out these guys, you'll need to get up close and use a combination of light and heavy attacks.
Before I move on, if you're enjoying this Fold versus Ultra showdown, go ahead and hit that like button and drop a comment. Keeping in mind everything that we've gone over so far, would you ever drop 2K on a foldable? So here it is. Let's address the folding elephant in the room. The Z Fold 7 starts at $1999 for 256 gigs. And if you want 512 or 1 terabyte of storage, you're climbing to $2,400 or more. It's worth noting that this is the second price hike in 2 years when it comes to US pricing, which isn't great. The S25 Ultra starts at $1299, and even with the 1 terabyte model with 16 gigs of RAM, it costs less than the Fold's entry-level tier. That's an absolutely massive gap, and one that I'm sure will be a deal breaker for many. Oh, and did I mention that for the Z Fold 7 being more expensive, it's actually losing a major feature? S Pen support. This was ultimately the trade-off for making the Fold 7 as thin as it is, but it's safe to say this shocked a lot of people. I mean, I get not having it built in, but not even offering an S Pen case like the Z Fold 6? The last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is battery life. The Fold 7's 4400 mAh battery lasted about 11 hours in our proprietary web browsing test. For comparison, the Galaxy S25 Ultra lasted over 17 hours in that same test, and it also charges faster with 45 watts. For something that's supposed to replace a tablet and a phone, I expected better longevity, or at least something a little closer to the S25 Ultra. I suppose that's the trade-off with a phone that's this sleek. I know we went over a lot in this video, so I'll try to make things simple. If you want the best all-around phone for battery, cameras, and in this case value, the S25 Ultra is the smarter buy. It's a powerhouse for hundreds less. But if you're foldable curious, or you've been waiting for one that doesn't feel like a tech demo, I can confidently say that the Z Fold 7 is finally it. It's thin, light, and shockingly usable, like someone at long last has cracked the foldable formula. Add in the big screen, AI smarts, and flagship cameras, and this phone has genuinely changed how I use my phone day to day. If only the battery life lasted a little longer and I didn't have to blow so much money to get one, it'd be the perfect phone. So for me, the Z Fold 7 is a buy if your wallet can handle it. The future of phones is looking more foldable than ever, and this one actually feels ready for it. If you're thinking about buying the Galaxy Z Fold 7 or S25 Ultra, let me know which way you're leaning. Yes, I read every comment. And if this helped you out, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more buy or skip reviews just like this one. For Tom's Guide, this is Mark Spoonhour.